Bishop Emmanuel Bushu is 80 years. He is not tired. You never get tired in God's vineyard. He will continue to transform souls. So the significance, that is it. To encourage him and also encourage others who are in the field and who need to be encouraged tomorrow.
Bishop Emmanuel Bushu Banlanjo was ordained priest for the Archdiocese of Bamenda in 1973. He served as bishop of the Diocese of Yagua from 1993 to 2007 and also fourth residential bishop of the Diocese of Boya from 2007 to 2019 before his retirement.
Let's take you out of the Diocese of Boya to the Archdiocese of Bamenda, where priests of the ecclesiastical province have reacted to the theme of this year's biennial meeting of the Association of Diocesan Priests in different ways. The theme chosen was a priest as a man of communion. Father Solomon Lyonga Ikundi, in his report, says this theme is timely and relevant, especially at a time when relativism and individualism are gaining grounds in the world. His report.
Participants at this year's biennial General Assembly meeting of the Association of Diocesan Priests in the Ecclesiastical Province of Bamenda shared ideas on the theme, the priest as a man of communion.
My take on the position paper is a very relevant topic. It's a very much needed topic, and it goes to the core of who the priest is called to be, also to the core of what a human person is called to be, one who is by nature, in essence, connected to God in the first place, who created us to relate to him, connected with himself and connected with others, other priests, consecrated men and women, the laity, and non-Christians.
In his presentation on this salient topic, the facilitator made it clear that communion with God is the foundation of communion with others.
What inspired the topic was because since 2016, we have been living in trying times. These are Anglophone problem, and lots of people have been wounded, lots of tensions, kidnappings, and whatsoever. And if people are looking for reconciliation, and we have to heal the world, then we must come with that reconciling mission of Christ, who was the man of communion. And from that law of God, we'll be able to bring the healing and the unity that we need in our country at this moment.
The position paper on the priest as a man of communion does not only address a problem, but it is an invitation for all priests to see themselves not as individuals, but as part of a family, linked together, not by flesh and blood, but with a bond so tight that it can never be broken.
And usually the diocese that hosts chooses the theme of the assembly. And this year, Bamenda has chosen the priest as a man of communion. It is not as if there is no communion among the priests. There is, somehow, but repetition, they say it makes us learn better. And in this case, we need to remind ourselves of the fact that we need to be men of communion among ourselves and with our parishioners, with our hierarchy, and so on. So it is a reminder, and we do hope that from this assembly, we will come out more united, more ready to spread the message of the good news, more ready to affront the ministry as men of communion.
The 2024 Biennial General Assembly of the Association of Diocesan Priests in the ecclesiastical province of Bamenda is now history. But it is the wish of all and sundry that the talks and discussions on communion among priests will bring the much needed spirit of communion in our parishes, so that they become the home and the school of communion. How beautiful it is when brothers live together.
We bring you back to the Diocese of Buea, and this time around we talk about Rally. The young Christian students, that is YCS movement of the Diocese of Buea, have concluded a 4-day diocesan rally that took place at St. Anne High School in Limbe. Under the theme, Go and Make Disciples of All Nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, Son and Holy Spirit, the rally celebrated the joy of serving in the Lord's vineyard. Nadesh Nenchung Me witnessed the closing of this rally. Her report.
Young Christian students YCS movement within the Diocese of Buea held its annual diocesan rally at St. Anne High School, Limbe from August 1st to 4th, 2024. This year's event themed Go and Make Disciples of All Nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, Son and Holy Spirit, saw participation from YCS members across 13 parishes in the Diocese of Buea. Over the course of 4 days, YCS members engaged in a vibrant mix of activities, including traditional dances, project exhibition, singing competition, amongst others. The rally provided a platform for young Christian students to showcase their talent while engaging in communal activities designed to foster spiritual growth. Diocesan Chaplain Reverend Father Anselm Kebi highlighted that the activities were designed to reflect the theme of this year's rally.
So this theme was meant to encourage them to know that they are also being given a gift to preach the gospel, not only by their actions but also by their words, and to go and make this group known to the various deaneries, various parishes and various mission stations where they find themselves.
In his homily, the curate of Holy Family Parish Newtown Limbe, Father Francis Mokolo, encouraged the students to reaffirm their commitment to following God's path.
Advise them to always avoid distraction in serving God. If they have decided to follow God with all their hearts, they should follow Him with all their heart and follow Him and be in one with Him. And like I said, to avoid every distraction that they will come their way.
The rally's impact was felt deeply by the YCS members, who expressed joy and spiritual enrichment from the experience. The event underscored the unity and vibrant faith of the young Christian community within the Diocese of Buea.
By evangelizing the youths, making sure that the youths come closer to God through the apostolic group YCS, that's the young Christian students, by carrying out works of charity, carrying out corporal works of mercy, carrying out other social activities too, like sports.
The message I'm taking back home today is to go and teach the children, the young Christian, so that they may be able to make it next time.
Spiritually, I can know that it's been very vital. It has impacted me in a very important way, especially the talks given by the priests and seminarians. They've spoken on solidarity.
Mission which I'm going to take is to enlarge or revive the group in my parish, and also to encourage other YCSers from different parishes to do same.
Diocesan President C. Immaculate extended her gratitude to all participants and organizers, acknowledging their dedication and enthusiasm.
I still appreciate those who took out time to come, and I want to encourage all the young Christian students to go back to their parishes and make sure that they implement what they have learned from this rally, because this rally is one of the tools used for evangelization by the young Christian students.
Despite challenging weather conditions, the rally proceeded successfully, culminating in an award ceremony recognizing outstanding presentations in various categories such as singing competition, traditional dances, project exhibition, amongst others.
Mr. and Mrs. Senze have been exhorted as a couple to put God at the center of their marriage and be steadfast in prayer as they continue to grow in holy matrimony. The call was made by His Lordship Michael Bibi, Bishop of Boya, over the weekend on the celebration of the 50th anniversary of the couple, which took place at St. Patrick Parish in Geme. Joseph Otop accompanied His Lordship to this celebration. He brought back this update.
From I do to I still do is a commitment Mr. and Mrs. Senze once more made to each other during the weekend as friends, family and well-wishers converged on the St. Patrick's Parish in Geme, Limbe to celebrate and thank God for 50 sweet and challenging years in holy matrimony. The Thanksgiving opened with Holy Mass, presided at by the Right Reverend Michael Bibi with a host of priests. Preaching at this Mass, His Lordship Michael Bibi, Bishop of the Diocese of Boya, exhorted the couple to put God the center of their marriage and be steadfast in prayer as they grow older in marriage. The number 50 in the Bible represents freedom, renewal, the fulfillment of God's promised jubilee, and a time of restoration and freedom. 50 years down the line, they recount their challenges in marriage and thus have these words of advice for young couples.
Generally, life is full of ups and downs. There's nothing in life that is smooth. You have to have challenges in order to overcome them and even come out better. So we have had our wonderful time in marriage as young couple, and as old couple we have had a wonderful time too. But we have also had challenges, but what has been the driving force is that we first of all took vows on the very first day, and every time things seemed like breaking down, we always reminded ourselves of those vows, and we also thought that we should stay together no matter what for the sake of the children. Unfortunate now that the young couples now also have some kind of difficult kinds of challenges which we did not have. At our own time, we had no mobile phones, there were no televisions, there were no even fixed phones were for the very privileged. But now the young people have been exposed to all kinds of things, strange ideas from all over the world because of the social media. So what I want to tell them is that we are not condemning them, we are just saying that we are praying for them and asking them to be more serious and to pray in order to conquer the devil.
One of the many blessings of this union expresses his wish for his parents as they grow older in marriage.
Amazing and proud because the marriage institution is attacked a lot these days. So when you see those who have held on for 50 years, in spite of their troubles, then we are inspired to say there's a long journey ahead. And I encourage anybody who is married, if you have troubles or not, just know that you are in for the long haul. And so for myself, there's a personal commitment to reach 50 and more.
So what wish do you have for them as they continue to grow older as couple?
Good health. Good health, because and everything else they have done. So good health, forgiveness, understanding, tolerance, the usual things. But most of all, that they should be happy for the remainder of their lives.
This goes to say that this couple incredible journey together is a testament to the strength of their commitment.
Let's take you beyond the borders of Cameroon. Days of unrest continue in the United Kingdom as Prime Minister Keir Starmer say far-right rioters who attacked asylum seekers' hotels in UK's Rotterdam will be brought to justice. And Nigerian President Bola Tinubu urges an end to protests against economic hardship as citizens demand quicker reforms and government action to ease the pain amidst reforms carried out by the new president. Get the details of these international stories and more in the upcoming report compiled for us by Sama Eileen.
Far-right demonstrators have attacked at least 2 hotels housing asylum seekers as the United Kingdom grapples with its worst riots in 13 years. On Sunday, 4th August, hundreds of people gathered near a Holiday Inn Express hotel where asylum seekers are housed near the northern town of Rotherham, throwing bricks at police and breaking several hotel windows, then setting bins on fire. Police officers were spotted in footage carrying shields facing a barrage of missiles, including bits of wood, chairs, and fire extinguishers trying to prevent the rioters. Elsewhere, Mali has announced it is cutting off diplomatic ties with Ukraine, accusing a senior official of having admitted Kyiv's role in a heavy defeat in July that killed dozens of mercenaries from Russia's Wagner Group, as well as Malian soldiers. According to the northern Tuareg rebels, they killed at least 84 mercenaries and 47 Malian soldiers over 3 days of fighting late July in the north of the West African country, in what appeared to be Wagner's heaviest defeat since it stepped into the conflict 2 years ago. Over to Israel, where the Israeli military has killed at least 40 people and injured 71 others in the Gaza Strip a day ago. This is according to authorities. Iran's foreign ministry spokesperson Nasser Kanani says Tehran is not looking to escalate regional tensions, but it believes punishing Israel is necessary to prevent further instability. In Nigeria, President Bola Tinubu has told Nigerians protesting against a cost-of-living crisis that he has heard them, as he called for the suspension of the demonstrations and an end to bloodshed in his first public comments since protests broke out last week.
I commiserate with the families and relations of those who have died in the protests. We must stop further bloodshed, violence and destruction. I hereby enjoin protesters and the organizers to suspend any further protest and create room for dialogue, which I have always acceded to at the slightest opportunity.
Rights group Amnesty International has accused security forces of killing at least 13 protesters, while police say 7 people died and deny responsibility.
And Sama Eileen's report brings us to the end of the primetime news. Just before we go, let us remind you of our top stories. The sacrament of confirmation was main focus of today's catechetical session led by the Bishop of Buya. Today's session took place at St. Charles Luanga Parish, and in this newscast we brought to you highlights of the session. The Christian population of St. Augustine Parish, Ikange, over the weekend received the Chief Shepherd, His Lordship Michael Bibi. It is the first pastoral visit he made to that community over the weekend since it became a parish. And former Bishop of Boya, His Lordship Emmanuel Bushu, has been described as an astute leader for the love and passion he demonstrated while he was active in service. The prelate celebrated his 80th birthday over the weekend. Thanks for staying keen to all the stories we brought to your notice this evening. We urge you to continue watching other programs lined up for you on the Divine Mercy Radio Television. Good night.